Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me again today. It's been a little while, but today I want to talk about something that has been trending recently, which is the fact that a Las Vegas billionaire known as Robert Bigelow, who owns an aerospace company, has decided to throw in a whopping $1 million into a research that has gotten people talking. And that research is to find out if there is an afterlife. We've heard of this thing severally, read of it in different articles and movies and, things like that about afterlife. But yet, there is no concrete evidence if there is an afterlife. There is no concrete research done in that space. I mean, we just know that this kind of talks exist, but there's no one that is really sure. People talk about it once in a while. Maybe if you're a Christian, sometimes they talk about afterlife and things like that, and you have some beliefs on reincarnations and different things that we believe about life after death, and things like that. But right now, this man is saying that there is no enough investigation in that direction. There is no enough research in that direction, and so he is committing his own money. He's a big man. He has a lot of money. He's a billionaire. So he's committing $1 million to the research, in order to support those who are willing, in order to support anyone who is willing to carry a research in that direction. And this is actually back through his Bigelow Institute of Consciousness Studies, which is also known as BIG. He's carrying out through that foundation. So he said he will be expecting to have a lot of people writing, philosophers, religious leaders, those that are that have higher intelligence or higher knowledge on all these subjects. He wants them to write an essay in that direction, to make a research in that direction, so that they can have a paper in that direction, so that others can get to understand more if this is actually a reality, if there is actually an afterlife, if something actually happens when you die, or you just die and that's the end of it. Of which that a lot of people will tell you that there is an afterlife, especially some religion will tell you there's an afterlife. So and for that reason, people are encouraged to live a good life, so that their afterlife will not be bad for them. Because when you don't live good and then you die, eventually your afterlife is going to be also bad and rough for you. So people are encouraged to live a good life, so that the afterlife will not be as bad as as it could get. So, but all these things are just speculations. Of course, those that believe in it will tell you that it is real, but a lot of people don't believe in it. And also the fact of reincarnation, that maybe when someone dies, there is a likelihood that they are going to come back again. Some people believe it, some tribe believe it, some religion believe it, but some don't believe it. But does it really exist? And we are not really sure, and maybe we will never be sure. But we all know that one day. But what we can be very sure of is the fact that one day we're all gonna die. Right now the world is said to be about 7.8 billion people. The 7.8 billion humans in the world are going to all pass away someday. And even those that are still going to be born, we are going to have a lot of childbirths today. A lot of people are going to be born today. A lot of children are going to be born today. And all of them also are going to die. That is a reality of life. That's the reality of life. It doesn't matter whether you are smart or you are dumb. It doesn't matter whether you are rich or you are poor. You're going to die someday. So I think it is going to be a very good study. It's going to be a money well spent, putting money in that direction, so that people can know if there is an opportunity after this life. It might sound abstract to a lot of people who might say, man, why would you want to waste money on such thing? If you die, you die. It doesn't really matter. But sometimes people need some encouragement. When you know that some things are possible for you, you'll be encouraged, you'll be motivated to do certain things. When you know that, okay, maybe when you die, you might still be able to live in some ways, then you might actually have to be preparing for that, knowing that it is possible. But also, if there is nothing there, then there is nothing to worry about. People can just live their life, whatever comes, live it. They know that if they die tomorrow, they die. That is it. That's the end of it. Nothing to worry about. Maybe the case of saying, okay, maybe there is heaven or there is no heaven or there is hell or things like that. If it does exist or not, we don't know. But if you are sure that they do exist, of course, the Bible and religious talks about it, and that those things exist and things like that. But if you are sure that they exist, then you might have to start framing and fashioning your life in a way that it will not be difficult for you when you get to the afterlife. So it's a big commitment, though. And according to the report, the essay that will be brought in will be investigated or checked or gone through by a lot of high-ranking philosophers and top guys in the space of consciousness. Guys that are actually into that space also are going to be the ones to check out the essay, and 3 winners are going to be drawn. First winner, the first essay is going to attract a sum of $500,000. The second one about $350,000, and the third one $150,000. So people are actually going to be rewarded for their effort. It's not just a free stuff. It's not something that you can just throw in your effort and not get rewarded. You will be rewarded handsomely if you decide to join the essay. So if you have an idea, if you have an understanding in that direction and have a wider scope of what is possible, you are encouraged to actually write your own essay and send in. And this is supposed to get in before the 1st of August. This is supposed to get to the institute before the 1st of August or by the 1st of August, 5 p.m. the 1st of August. So if you are writing it, you can start writing right away so that you have a lot of time to think it through, to make your research so as to give a very beautiful paper. And hopefully you might be the winner. So, anything can happen. So if you have an idea of that, if you are smart at writing essays, some people are just good at that. They are good at making research. They don't really have to know the thing. They don't really have to understand it. Just tell them what you want them to make a research on, and they will dive into it and get you a very beautiful paper. So if you're one of those kind of people, or if you're smart in that direction, maybe you should give it a try. You might actually unearth some information that we don't know about right now, some information that is going to be critical to the human race, because even with all the civilizations that we have and everything, going to space, to Mars, and things like that, neurons, different kind of discovery that we have these days, we still don't have a great research in the direction of afterlife. People still don't really know. People are still not sure of what is going to happen when they die. Is it that they are going to continue to live spiritually, in some ways, fashion, or form? Or is it that they are going to just be gone? We don't know. No one knows exactly. We just speculate. And we've seen people that maybe they died and then they woke up, maybe they went into coma and they woke up and they start giving stories of what they saw on the other side. But a lot of times those things are religiously attached. And so their own faith and beliefs comes into it, plays a very big role into that. But we want a neutral ground. We don't want it to be connected. I'm just saying my own actually. When it is connected to religion, faith comes in, belief comes in, dogma comes in, and a lot of things comes in, and you might not really be able to argue with some of those kind of beliefs because they are faith-based. But when you have a neutral ground, a neutral study, something that is not really in terms of, saying, the Bible said it and the Bible said that. Okay, yes, we agree that the Bible said it and the Bible said that, but what about those that don't believe in the Bible? How are they going to agree to that? How are they going to understand that? What about those that don't believe in other kind of religion that you might believe in that gives you that ideology or the belief of how things happen in the afterlife? So it is going to be beautiful to have different ideas from different people from different backgrounds coming and writing a beautiful essay, make a beautiful research in that direction, with proof, with evidences, with different research papers and things like that. Put them together with evidences of things that have been happening over the years, architectural discoveries, things like that, things that can prove and back up your point. It's going to be beautiful because it's going to be something that is going to encourage people to live well and understand what is possible and what is not possible. So it's a beautiful thing that is happening. Of course, a lot of people will see it as rubbish. Why would they be wasting money on such? But if you have the money, then flaunt it. So that's what I have to say actually. And thank you for listening, and see you in the next one.